Okay, perfect. I think we're good. Well, anyway, just wanted to say thank you, everyone, for attending SquadCon IRL. To those of you who are here in Sugar Land, Texas, and those of you who are streaming online through Twitch, welcome. You might know me as Brombin, and we've probably done some raids together in Final Fantasy or WoW. And I drove here today from Austin, Texas, where I perform magic shows locally. And I wanted to go ahead and kick off tonight's service with a magic show. I'm a comedian, magician, illusionist. So if there's anything in my act that you don't find very funny, it's magic. If you don't find it very magical either, it's an illusion and it never happened. Now, before I begin the show, is anybody missing a Naga Razor mouse? Came in a nice shiny box. Because I have some good news. We found the box. Okay, so here's how this is going to work. At the end of each trick, I'm going to say, and that's the end of that trick. This is where you go, oh man, and then I follow up and then I say, but wait, there's more. This is where you go, oh yes, because you know something exciting is about to happen. Let's give that a practice round, shall we? And that's the end of that trick. But wait, there's more. Now see how easy that was. On to the show. So for this first trick, I thought I would start off with something very easy, something very simple that you could do at home. All you need is a Sharpie and a piece of cardboard paper, perhaps poster board. And here's what you do. On the first side, you draw 1 dot. On the other side, you draw 4 dots. On the other side, you draw 3 dots. And on the other side, you draw 6 dots. But you always want to start the trick off with 1 dot. Pretty straightforward, right? I'll show you again just in case it was a little bit confusing. So you want to start the trick off with 1 dot, then 4 dots, then 3 dots, then 6 dots, but you always start the trick off with 1 dot. Now here's the secret of how this trick is being done. When I show you the initial side with 1 dot, I'm putting my hand over here, but in actuality there's 2 dots. So I put my hand over here, you see 1 dot, I put my hand over here, and your mind subconsciously wants to fill in that 3rd dot because you're used to seeing a uniform domino. And then on the other side, it's pretty much a similar concept. You initially see the 4 dots because I have my hand over here, but in actuality, there's 5 dots. So I put my hand over here, you're seeing the 4 dots, but I put my hand over here, then once again, your mind subconsciously wants to fill in that 6th dot because you're used to seeing a uniform domino. Now here are some tips and tricks to consider whenever you're performing this trick for the first time. When you show the side with the 1 dot, you never want to spread your fingers because if you do, then the audience knows that there's 2 dots. And then on the side with 4 dots, once again, you want to make sure that you don't spread your fingers, because if you do, then the audience knows that there's 5 dots. And then as a final rule of thumb, you never, ever want to show the backside of the domino too early, because if you do, then the audience just sees a bunch of spots, and the whole trick just doesn't make any sense. And that's the end of that trick. But wait, there's more. Okay. Now this next routine is a routine which is commonly known as a cups and balls routine. And there's a very good reason for that. That's because this trick involves 3 balls and 3 cups. Now here's how this works. All I have to do is take this first ball and put it on top of the middle cup. If I take the other 2 cups and stack them on top of the middle just like this, and tap the top of the stack, then that ball magically passes through the cups. Pretty straightforward, right? Now they say that a good magician never does the same trick twice, but since I'm not all that great, I'm going to do it again. So once again, we've got the 3 balls, and we got the 3 cups. This time, I'm going to take this ball on the right side and stack it on top. Now, if I once again stack the other 2 cups on top and tap the top of the stack just like this, then you'll notice that the second ball also passes through the stack. Now, I'm sure by now you've probably noticed that there's 1 more ball over here, so it only makes sense that I do this trick 1 more time. So once again, we've got the 3 balls here, and we got 1, 2, 3 cups. And of course, you'll notice that the first 2 balls are underneath the middle cup. All I have to do is take this last ball and put it on top, and once again, stack the other 2 cups on top, and tap the top of the stack just like that. And all 3 balls have passed through the stack of cups. This time, I'm going to do something slightly different. So once again, I'm going to take the 3 balls, line them up in a row, and then I'm going to take the 3 cups, and they go on a stack behind them. Now, here's all that I have to do. I take this first ball, it goes underneath the first cup. I take the second ball, it goes underneath the middle cup. I take the last ball, it goes underneath the last cup. Now, here's the cool thing about this. If I tap the 2 side cups just like this, and then I tap the middle, then the cool thing you'll notice is that the ball on the left side, or yeah, on the right side, has disappeared. And then you also notice that on the left side, it has also disappeared. But in actuality, the 2 side balls have met in the middle to congregate in unity. Now, I'm sure you probably think that this trick is over, but it is far from over. So once again, we've got the 3 balls, they're lined up, and we've got the 3 cups lined in a row behind them. So once again, I take this first ball, it goes underneath the first cup. I take the second ball, it goes underneath the middle cup. I take this last ball, it goes underneath the last cup. Now, here's the thing that I mentioned at the beginning of the trick. It's really tricky if you're doing the same trick twice, because somewhere you might mess up the words, and in the confusion, you just end up with an army of penguins. And that's the end of that trick. But wait, there's more. Okay, so before I begin this next trick, I just want to make sure that I'm talking to the right audience. How many people here have played Super Mario Brothers? Okay, good. I'm talking to the right group of people. All right, little pop quiz here. Who knows the name of the ghost who follows Mario around when he's not looking? Anybody? All right, for those of you who said boo, then you're absolutely right. So for this next trick, I would like to introduce my little friend Boo. It's okay. He's a little bit shy around people. We're still working on that part. So here's the thing. You probably noticed that he's a little bit shy, so that's why anytime I go traveling, I like to transport him in this little Boo box. And just in case you're wondering, it's not a box that I use to torture pirates. Now see, here's how this works. All I have to do is put Boo inside his little box, and then close the lid. And don't worry, there's a blanket and pillow in there, so he's nice and cozy. So of course, anytime I'm traveling, he's nice and cozy. He doesn't have to worry about people who are looking at him when he doesn't want it. So see how cozy he is, right? Wait. He just disappeared. Where could he have gone? Okay, he's not here. He's not in here. All right. I don't think he's in here either. Let's see. Stick my finger here. Nope. Doesn't seem to be in here yet either. Okay, I'd like somebody in the audience to confirm that Boo is not hiding inside this little tube. Okay, we've got confirmation that Boo is not hiding anywhere inside the tube. So that being said, I really don't know where he could... Wait. It just occurred to me. Why didn't I think of this before? At the beginning of the trick, I mentioned that Boo only chases Mario when he's not looking. So what I'm thinking is maybe if I keep pulling the scarf and turn my back, then he may just show up sometime. All right, let's just keep pulling it like this. Oh, there he is. He was just playing peekaboo. All right. And that's the end of that trick. But wait, there's more. Okay, so for this next trick, I'm sure that those of you who enjoy playing WoW are probably going to enjoy this, because this next trick is going to involve the many classes that are currently in WoW. Now, just out of curiosity, anybody have an idea of how many classes there currently are in WoW? It's okay, I'll be honest. I actually had to look it up before I came here tonight. So the answer is that there are 13 classes in WoW. And it is kind of hard to keep track of them because they've added them over each expansion. So this time, for this trick, I'm going to call up a volunteer, somebody from the audience, perhaps somebody who enjoys playing WoW. Okay. Let's see. Who else can we have here? Sure. I guess, would you like to come up? All right. Let's give the audience a chance to get to know you. First of all, what is your name?
Robin.
All right, Robin. What is your favorite faction and why is it the Horde?
What did you say,
Faction in WoW.
Faction?
Oh, it's okay. You got Alliance and Horde, but we'll get to that later. Okay. So here's how this is going to work. Inside this envelope, I have cards with all 13 classes inside of them. So what I'd like you to do is go ahead and open the envelope and take out all the classes. Okay. And I think that should be it. Okay, for this next part, I'd like you to just sort through them and pick out the top 5 classes that seem to stick out to you. Okay, so these are your 5 choices?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go ahead and put the rest of these classes aside for the rest of the trick. Okay, let's see which classes you've chosen. So first of all, we've got the Hunter, the Death Knight, the Evoker, the Mage, and the Monk. Now, Robin, here's what's going to happen next. For the next part of this trick, you're going to be making some choices. And within this past minute or so, I've kind of been making some observations, just studying your posture, your gestures, some of your behavior patterns. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a prediction about some of the choices you'll be making, and I'm going to write my prediction on this clipboard. All right, let's see. Okay, so I've written my prediction down on this clipboard, and I'm going to put it underneath his chest so that at no time during the trick can I change my answer. So Robin, here's what I'd like you to do. Go ahead and pick up one of the classes with your left hand. And go ahead and pick up another one with your right hand. All right? And are you sure about your selections? Because you're free to change it if you like. Okay? That being said, we're going to go ahead and put the rest of these aside. So right now you are holding the Evoker and the Monk. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, Robin, I would like you to go ahead and hand me one of those classes. All right, and you're sure about your selection?
Yes.
Okay, then we'll go ahead and set this aside. So you have chosen to hold on to the Monk. Is that correct?
Yes.
So Robin, here's what happened at the beginning of this trick. So we started out with 13 classes. Out of those 13 classes, the 5 that you chose were the Monk, the Hunter, the Evoker, the Mage, and the Death Knight. Now, you could have chosen to hold on to any of those 5 classes, but out of those 5, you chose to hold on to the Monk. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, as I was studying some of your behavior patterns, I was kind of thinking, this looks like somebody who might have studied martial arts. Am I correct about that? Do you like...
No.
Okay. Maybe you like Kung Fu Panda? Okay. So, Robin, I'd like you to go ahead and pull out the clipboard underneath, and let's go ahead and show the audience the prediction that I made for you. Everyone, let's give Robin a round of applause. And that's the end of that trick. But wait, there's more. Now, it wouldn't be very fair of me to do a magic show if I didn't put in a card trick. So this next trick is going to be a card trick. And for this one, I would like to call up another volunteer. All right, before I start randomly calling people out. Okay, I'm going to call you over here. Yep. All right. So once again, let's give the audience a chance to know you, both people here and people on Twitch. What is your name?
River on Twitch, Wayne, and Daryl.
All right. And what is your quest? What is your quest?
Quest to live.
Good answer. What is Boz's favorite color? Good answer. I love that. Okay, River, so here's how this is going to work. I'm going to take this deck of cards out, and I'm going to fan through the deck just like this. Now, anytime you want me to stop, just stick your finger in the middle of the deck. All right. Okay, River, I'd like you to go ahead and take that bottom card and go ahead and show it to the audience. Don't show it to me because I already know about that ace of spades that you're currently holding. All right. And go ahead and let's put it right back where you found it. Very good. So now what I'm going to do is take this deck and I'm going to shuffle it. So your card is now lost in the deck. Now, River, would you be impressed if your card magically appeared on the bottom of the deck?
Yes, I would.
Is this your card? Ah, this is not your card. I think I know what the problem is. So the main reason why this card, I couldn't find your card, is because I wasn't the one who selected it. You were. Is that correct?
Yes.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and take the deck and split them into 3 decks. There we go. Now, River, I would like you to go ahead and point to any one of those decks. Okay? I'd like you to go ahead and flip over that top card for me. All right. Now, River, can you confirm that this is your card? Very good. Now, River, what if I were to tell you that I actually made a prediction of which card you were going to pick? So on the way here, I decided to swing by a local restaurant. I got myself a club sandwich. And then after I finished that, I thought to myself, man, I just ate a club sandwich that was really amazing. Then I pondered on it some more, and I thought, wait, 8 a club, 8 of clubs. I think this would make for a very good prediction. So, River, can you confirm that the top card is, in fact, the card that you chose? Okay. Now, I'm sure by now you're probably thinking that I'm just making this all up on the fly, which is why before I got here, I decided to go ahead and put on my special prediction card. Everyone, let's give River a round of applause. All right, thank you very much for allowing me to perform for y'all. I hope you enjoy the show as much as I did. So feel free to head back to your seats, and we'll begin with the worship service in a few moments. Thank you very much.